Welcome back, guys. This week we watched Lover, Stalker, Killer on Netflix, and what an emotional roller coaster that was.
It was less bullshit than the last one.
I love this documentary compared to the other one. The other one's
great.
The other one's format was terrible. This was great. Hour and 40 minutes. They got straight to the point about things. It was fantastic.
It was like within like the first 10 minutes, I was like, shit's getting crazy already. Girls are so crazy.
A quick synopsis. This guy, he goes through a divorce and then he starts online dating. He does very casual dating. He meets one girl, Liz, and then after they have a little fun for a while, he starts dating Carrie. So 2 weeks after they start dating, Carrie texts him and asks if she can move in. He says, we already talked about this. That's not going to happen. From there, she starts cussing him out every day. He doesn't see her again. And then she just becomes, well, the way the narrative is, she becomes this gnarly stalker who's obsessively stalking him, his ex-girlfriend, who is now his girlfriend again, Liz. And she starts doing malicious things like writing on Liz's walls, setting her house on fire. It gets insane.
Keying her car,
threatening her children, to the point where you basically at the end find out that the first day that the stalking happens is when Carrie actually is murdered by Liz, and Liz is the one sending all the text messages claiming to be Carrie. It's absolutely insane. Yeah.
It's even more crazy because they weren't even dating. It was just like a casual, like, oh, we're just going to hook up and this is going to be casual. So it's like, you got that nuts over like a casual hookup, dude, that you agreed to in the beginning?
What really blew me away, and someone else brought this to my attention, was after the certain point where him and Liz, Dave and Liz get back together, because of the stalking happening, Liz's house catches on fire and she says, well, I have to leave. This is too much for me. And then leaves. And it's like, why did you do all that? Why do you keep pursuing
for a long time too?
And the only thing I can come to the conclusion of is she got what she wanted and now she wants to go meet some other guy and move on to that life. You know, like that's the only thing I can think of. I will say the second that in the documentary we watched, when Carrie started texting Dave that she was inside of Liz's house, I was like, that's not Carrie. Like, that's Liz. That was the second I knew that Liz was actually the person, because she was too much of a target and I didn't believe it.
Which was weird too, because when I first watched it, this is where I was like, something's weird. When Liz showed up while Carrie was there and that date was ending, I said, oh, Liz randomly just shows up at your apartment on the night of your fucking date. Okay. So something's weird.
Yeah, the fact that they even brought that up, you knew that there was some significance to that.
But also, it was so crazy that I was like, no person can do this. Like, this can't be Liz. And I changed my mind. It was her.
It was just
She just shot herself in the goddamn leg, you guys. Like,
so, I want to get into so many of these. Like, I could jump around with this right now.
Oh, yeah.
So we could jump around. I want to say first, as the story, because like I was actually convinced at one point. I was like, okay, she cuckoo. The Carrie person was cuckoo.
Oh, the one that you believe is the murder?
Yeah, the way they set it up was so great because like, the girl's a killer or crazy and shit. And she's still like, oh no, my daughter wouldn't do that.
And they did say she was bipolar too. So
yeah, and I was like, yeah, she's bipolar. She's off her meds. She's fucking nuts.
She's nuts.
And then like when the whole twist happened, I'm just like, well, I'm shutting the fuck up.
But when that text message first hit, when she's like, we should move in together, and he was like, no, and she's like, fine, fuck you. And I said, whoa, dude, that went fucking sideways fast.
And he's like, you never really know somebody.
You don't really know who they are.
That was actually my thing was, let's say that first one was Liz, because it never actually was confirmed that was Liz. I'm assuming it was, because it was such a drastic change from what they had originally talked about. What was her goal? Like, it was that her way of getting him to say no, and then her initiating the, like, F you broke my heart? What if he had said, yeah, we actually should? There had to be something else going on there. And that was what was really baffling me, was what if he had said, like, oh, yeah. Because obviously I know that Liz was fishing. Like, she was trying to figure out, like, where is he standing with this? But she had to have some kind of response to get into the stalkerish, like, oh, Carrie is crazy. Either way, he went. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I will say I did paint a lot this weekend. And when I paint, I like to watch crime documentaries, specifically 48 Hours. And I just happened to be scrolling through them before we watched this documentary. And I was scrolling through, and one caught my interest, and I clicked on it, and I was watching it. And it was actually this case And I had watched the whole thing. And so I was working the other day. I was telling one of my clients, like, yeah, I was watching this crazy 48 hours. And I was explaining, like, after 2 weeks, this girl asked to move in. And my client was like, oh my God, there's this documentary. That's from the documentary. You have to watch it. I'm like, that's what we're supposed to watch for this podcast. So I doubled down on this now.
Yes.
It's actually, so I will include the link. There is a 48 hours about this. And it's kind of more the Cliff Notes version of the way Netflix does it. It's a little bit more PG rated, I would say. But it's very, very well done. So if you guys want to watch it, it's down below.
I liked a lot about this, by the way, besides the discussion, like how they actually set it up. Like, I think one of the best page turners or whatever you want to call it for one of the scenes is when they have all the pictures for the text messages that showed Carrie, and then they all shifted to Liz. Mm-hmm. And they're like, it's been Liz the whole time in all those pictures. That was like my shit.
This was well done. They actually took their time.
But how crazy is it that Liz dated that IT guy that they found like the information from? I said, what a small world.
There was a lot of little things that made me chuckle. Because it's like the guy's boss, the bald guy, he's like, yeah, and I'm on the spectrum, as you can see. And I'm not making fun of him being on the spectrum, but the fact that he was so open about it was like sweet and hilarious at the same time.
Funny.
That team, the triple threat team, the ones that took her down, they were awesome. Like all three of them. They worked well together. All cool. Yeah, they were like a superhero team. That's my Fantastic Three.
Right there. When Dave moved away and like redid like his account, why the fuck would you online date again after what had just previously happened very recently in your life?
That's the world now, I guess. It's kind of hard to meet. Like,
I bet I don't trust nobody now.
Yeah. I mean, you would think, but
after all the shit he went through, he already went through a lot of shit at that point.
Well, he's not going to go Buddhist and just go celibate.
He probably did get a big ego after that. Like, you have like a girl who's like going nuts and then like telling this other girl that you're dating.
If you had somebody dated somebody online and they burnt down all this shit happened, you would that recently get back online and date?
And then she never got caught.
That's what I'm saying. I would know.
Never got caught.
No, you wouldn't.
Oh, yeah, when she made that catfish account and just...
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yeah, see, fuck that. And she's like, haha, it's me, Carrie.
So actually, one of my favorite parts of this was when she switches the narrative and she's like, oh, well, it was actually Amy, the ex-wife, pretending to be Carrie, trying to attack me. Like, this girl is such a victim. And like, at first you think that she's really smart and maniacal, but the best part in the whole documentary is when they tell her, well, unless we have some specifics from Amy, we can't really do anything about it. And then
I'm going to go right.
That night, she starts giving specifics as Amy as to how she killed Carrie. And it just blows me away that this girl is this dumb that she was willing to do that.
But you know, so you think she's so smart. She got away with it for so long.
She got away with it for so long, and then she started getting reckless and started using her boyfriend's IP address.
And what was scary is, like, they really had a hard time catching what was going on. Like, all the shit he had to go through. That's terrifying as a person.
It's like one of those things where no one knows she's dead. And the problem was, other than the mom, no one really knew Carrie. Like, she wasn't really involved in anyone's life. So this is abnormal behavior for her, but no one can vouch for her because no one really knows her. What does it take to get to that point where you could just start making up stuff and like, I get it if you're in 7th grade.
Yes,
you know, I remember being a very immature little girl.
Yes.
But then you get to a point where you're like, that's so much work. Why would I even need to do that? Like, I don't even think that goes through other people's minds. Like, I'm going to make these fake accounts and like lie and murder somebody.
I'm going to kill this girl.
Yeah. But I do genuinely believe that she would have murdered Dave eventually. Like, something would have happened and she would have gone further with it.
She's nuts. She was nuts.
Yeah. With the other thing too was with the 48 Hours documentary, how it like kind of graces over things. It didn't say that she like even stole his gun. It didn't even mention his gun at all. It just said that like she shot herself in the leg. Whereas like the documentary full blown gets into like he gets home, his gun was moved, it's not in the case, and all of a sudden she shoots herself like the next day.
Yeah.
So
that little call too. She's like, I just shot in the leg.
I mean, don't get me wrong. It probably did hurt, but
yeah, I'd be like, I'm just gonna have to do this because I have to make it fucking believable.
But did she shoot herself in the lower part of her leg? I thought it was the back of her thigh.
It looked like the back of the calf or something.
Yeah, it did
like
at the back.
I was thinking. I thought she did the back of her thigh. And
she just went.
Girl's nuts. Like, yeah, it's a perfect like.
It's like you just want this to work out so badly that you're willing to like do that to yourself. That's crazy.
I love the phone call where she's like, and then Amy she shoots me and then gets to move in with him and you guys are gonna act like everything's fine, and she starts crying. It was the best.
I felt bad for Dave too at one point. I'm like, oh man, you were bonded to this girl thinking you guys are going through the same thing. Like you guys are both being stopped. This stuff is happening.
Yeah.
No. See, that's a fake ass bond.
When they broke up the second time, when you look back at it, You could tell it makes you think like she left him again because she didn't want the game to be over.
She's like, I gotta go. Be back.
She goes, I can't
back
do this.
soon.
I'm gonna leave because she wanted to continue her game.
I did think there was a lot, like, rather than I'm just going to do all this so I can get him as mine, it did feel very, like, game-like. I agree with that.
Maybe she
was
just
very
became obsessed with it.
Yeah.
and
She's like,
mousy
it didn't
almost.
start like this, but now here we are.
Well, I mean, think about it. She was the center of attention for however long. Like,
Hell
everyone was
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry for you. Like, I'm sorry you lost your house. She probably got a big insurance payout from it, too. Like, Netflix tends to do the multi-part series with the episodes.
Yes.
I liked the format on this
Me
way
as
better.
well.
I enjoyed this as being a
Me
one
as
and
well.
done.
Yeah. We don't have to feel like we have to, like, go back.
It was an easy watch.
Yes. That's a perfect way to word it, Sarah.
It
It's an
was.
easy watch.
It totally was.
It was an easy watch.
I love that shit.
Do we want to get to rating? Do you guys want to discuss more? The gun, the seats, the
about-
fingerprints,
The car.
the car, the blood on the seat.
Do you think that, the foot picture,
Yeah.
that was
Oh.
nuts.
Oh, the post-mortem
So
foot
I
picture.
actually I have a
Yes.
theory about the foot picture.
Tell
How they
me.
were saying that she took the picture as like a trophy. I don't think that. I think that she took the picture to use in the future if she needed it. Like,
I could see that.
if someone else, like if they caught on that she was a murderer, she could make another fake account and send the picture like, look what I did, and that's proof. You know what I mean? That's what
That
I
makes
think
sense.
she was going to use.
That makes sense.
So, like, for example, when she was going on the Amy trail, like, obviously she didn't have the iPad anymore with all the information
Oh,
on
so
it.
you're saying that she would say that she's Amy that killed her?
So if she
Oh,
used
okay.
the email where she was contacting the police as Amy and they were like, we need proof, then she could have, I think that's when she took the picture, this was her plan, send the photo and say, look, this is proof that I murdered
Oh.
her.
I'm not saying I've done anything illegal, but the way my
Mm-hmm.
dad taught me, because he works for on base and stuff like that, he's always told me that like any hard drives you get or whatever, you want to have it professionally destroyed because that data can be recovered.
For all you out there wondering.
like you could have like saved passwords and things like that on your hard drive. That's what I'm trying to get to. Like nothing illegal, just saying saved passwords and stuff like that. That's why you want to have your hard drives professionally destroyed.
Matt's How to Murder 101.
I know. I was like,
Oh,
but
yeah, I'm
also
not-
if you feel like murdering somebody, this is
The way to
a
do
good
it.
piece of a little tip.
I do think it baffles me with as much. We have an endless supply of murder documentaries where they tell you these detectives are able to plug in your devices and recover all of your deleted files. Stop Googling shit. Stop saving stuff on your computer you're not supposed to save. They will see it. They will find it. You're not smart and you're not smarter than them. I
Use
don't get it.
incognito mode.
Oh, I heard about
But
that.
it's
yeah.
crazy because it took them 4 years to find her.
That baffles me. You'd
4
think that they
fucking
would have
years.
tried to like.
She was trying. You gotta give her that. She was trying. She was using freaking VPNs and all that.
Yeah, she was.
Like,
That's what I'm saying. It's like she was
VPNs were
smart at
fairly new
first.
around that time too.
But you'd think with all the stalking, they would have started like trying to track all the text messages more and more. Like it doesn't even seem like they attempted to until at least 2 years in.
Yeah, I think that's what's his face's fault too. That he didn't press the issue hard enough. Like as soon as he got a message saying "I'll fucking kill you and your wife or whatever, or your ex-wife or your kids,"
Yeah.
that's when that should have been a red flag right there. Like look at my pic.
I know.
I love that detective who had the ulterior motive, and he's like, "Look, bro, if I were you, I would move in with my ex-wife. We might not be together, but we're there keeping the kids safe."
Yes.
That was such a smart
play.
move.
Yes.
Yes, that was such a smart
That's a
move.
hell yeah.
And he knew what he was doing because he got exactly what he wanted the next day. That is a smart detective. Mm-hmm. I'm so fascinated with like detectives and like investigations and stuff, and just all the different chess moves that they have to do.
Oh yeah, he tried the goater and it worked right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, all right, I'm gonna tell him to do this. When in reality, I'm trying to wrap the snake.
And then within like 24 hours, they had a confession from
Yeah.
her.
I know, so crazy.
Dummy.
I liked it.
What a
I was
dumb
like,
bitch.
hell yeah. Bye
Hook,
bye.
line, and sinker.
Well, I'm ready to rate if you guys are.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Let's rate it.
I'm giving it an 8. I enjoyed it. It was watchable. It didn't have a rewatch value because there was no.
Oh, I would rewatch it. You wouldn't? Why not?
Because
Yeah, explain yourself.
The thrill is over. The hunt is dead.
Relive the thrill, Matt.
But maybe you missed something the first time you watched it. You watched the second time, you're like, oh shit, I didn't pay attention that time.
You rode that
I
roller
know
coaster.
that.
You came back to the station. Ride it again.
Yeah.
You know
I
what's
don't wanna ride
coming.
it again.
You know what's coming.
No, I got.
But it
video
feels
games
good
to
every
play.
time.
I watched it twice.
Same.
I did. I won't lie. I'll also give it an 8 because I really liked it. It was really good. It wasn't drawn out. It got straight to the point. the whole time I was like, no way. So I think that because you already know I'm plays, so I'm like, no fucking way, you guys.
I think it deserves. I'm gonna give it a 10.
Fuck yeah, you
I
are.
liked it.
I
a
love
lot.
that you gave
it's
it a
just,
10.
Like you said, it was an easy watch. It
Yeah.
was. I don't have any unanswered questions. There was one, but I don't remember it at the top of my head. No, I think it was great. I think that they handled it very, very well, and Netflix should keep doing this format.
Yes.
So.
I just love when something like that blows me away, and my mind was blown.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, wow, dude, this is nuts.
It was enjoyable.
This is nuts.
I wish I hadn't watched the first documentary before this one, because I definitely ruined this. Like, as soon as we
So
started watching
dang
it, like,
it.
I knew what had happened, but it was still great. So either way, good job.
If you haven't watched it, watch it.
The rating is an 8.6, by the way, for this. That's,
Woo!
It was a good one.
for shows and things we reviewed so far.
Also,
that's
real fast
that's up there so
in the
far this year.
comments. If there's another story that deals with like stalking or some crazy love triangle, please let me know.
I am going to say, I really am fascinated with stalkers.
Me as well.
Like, I
So
don't,
please.
I would, just the thought of stalkers is terrifying, but I'm really fascinated with like the, like what creates a stalker, or like, why do they not understand, or how far are they willing to take it? That's a fascinating part.
Yes.
So
You guys watch that one Stalker show? It's on Netflix. He's like a librarian.
I know what you're talking about. The one that came out like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
What? What's it called?
what happens?
Yeah. Explain.
I can find it real quick. The name's on the top of my head, and it's like
Is it one stalker?
I can't.
Well,
I
I
never
never.
watched the first season.
I didn't finish it because it gave me like too much anxiety watching
Really?
it. You guys should actually check it out if you haven't seen it.
Okay, I want to
You.
know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I heard about
love
it.
You.
I never watched
You like
it.
that?
Okay, so the first season was fucking dope. The second one was cool, and then it got dumb. But the first two seasons were cool.
I couldn't watch it. It was just like too much. Just like
You know what? I've heard other people say that, but I love that shit, dude. Like, I'm like, this is real life.
I think
dude.
I stopped
This is,
watching it.
what
Like he's
people-
in like the girl's house or like the vacation home or something, and it's just like so much. Just like
Y'all
I was
kills
like,
your best friend. That's some stalker shit too.
I
You
think
doing
it-
crazy shit.
Purposely didn't watch it because everyone was saying it was giving them anxiety.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I loved
At
it.
first, it started off kind of cool, but I was,
was
like,
like,
well, this
hell
is
yeah.
kind of
Same.
getting weird.
I was in there like, I want to go kill this guy.
And me and
I don't
Kyle
like
watched it together. We're like, this is crazy.
There's that other one too that I can't remember the name of it, but it's like the couple and their kids move into that house and they start getting letters from the Watcher.
Yes, I love that one
I
too,
didn't finish
though.
it, so don't ruin it
Ooh,
for me.
okay,
I didn't
I
finish
also
it.
loved that.
I don't know why I haven't finished it yet. We didn't have Netflix for a while, but we're back, so I'm gonna finish it soon. But that one started giving me anxiety. I will say that was pretty.
Did you ever watch that documentary? It's not about like this specifically, but the one about Arnold Hammer.
Oh, is that his name? Arnold Hammer.
Arnie Hammer.
Army Hammer.
Army
Yes,
Hammer.
did you watch that one?
I didn't watch a documentary,
Oh
but
my
I've never seen the
God.
documentary. I just know how much of a creep he is,
Yeah.
and I'm just
Oh
like,
my God.
which is wild. I didn't know all of that kind of stuff until after we had watched Death on the Nile, and I was like watching it, like this guy is so hot, and then you find out all that kind of stuff. I'm like, no.
when I watched it,
Yeah.
I
Wait,
was creeped
Is
out.
it on Netflix?
No, I rented it on something. I don't remember.
I want to watch an Army Hammer documentary.
It was so wild. Even,
I just watched someone break it down. Basically,
honestly, you need to watch it because it
I'll
was
watch it.
wild.
I'll totally watch it.
I'll
Yeah,
ask Kyle where we rented it from because we watched it together.
yeah. Army Hammer's into some weird stuff.
I
man.
said, "What the fuck?"
yeah. I mean, like, I guess
What the
when you're rich like that, you've got some like hostile like mentalities in you.
You just want to like take bites out of
House
people.
of Hammer is what
so
it's called.
interesting.
House
Yes,
of Hammer.
House of Hammers.
You know,
Kind of a
that,
sick name.
Oof. And then you find out his like dad and shit were fucking sickos too. You're like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
I'm telling you, that much
you
money
know,
corrupts
I think
people.
I came across.
God.
I thought
I'm actually surprised he wasn't on Epstein's list.
so. House of Hammer. I really thought that was like the reality series about MC Hammer, so I didn't watch it.
I mean, that is if MC Hammer ever had a
House of Hammer.
like a reality TV
I
show
think he
where
did
like
have one,
was
and
it-
that's why I thought that was it.
I
And
think we've
that's why
talked about this before. It does sound
You
like
said no, thank you.
like Flavor of Love, you know?
exactly.
Flavor of
I'm just
Love.
like
Rock of
House of
Love.
Hammer. I'm the hard pass.
Flavor of Love.
Flavor of love.